It's a warm evening. You're watering the plants right before sunset, and something on the tomato stake catches your eye. It's not moving. It's just watching you. Triangular head, huge eyes, front legs folded together like it's praying. A praying mantis. Most people's first instinct is one of two things. Either ooh, cool bug, don't touch it, it's good luck, or that thing looks like an alien, get it away from me. Somewhere along the way, you've probably also heard the darker version of the legend, that mantises are vicious, that they'll bite you if you get close, that the female always eats the male's head off, and that this is basically nature's most brutal murder scene playing out in your backyard. Here's the problem. Almost none of that is the actual story. The real praying mantis is stranger, more impressive, and honestly more useful to you than the legend gives it credit for. Today, we're going to take apart the praying mantis myth piece by piece. We'll explain what that prayer pose is actually for, we'll settle the head-eating rumor once and for all, and I'm going to show you footage of something a mantis can catch that will make you look at your garden completely differently. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some gardeners consider a mantis sighting one of the best signs your yard can give you. Let's start with the pose, because that's where the whole reputation begins. Those folded front legs aren't hands pressed together in prayer. They're spring-loaded weapons. Each one is lined with sharp spines and locks together like a bear trap. A mantis holds them tucked and still, not out of patience, but because stillness is the entire strategy. It doesn't chase its food. It waits for its food to make a mistake. And when something wanders close enough, a fly, a moth, a beetle, the strike happens in under a 50th of a second. Faster than your eye can follow, faster than the prey can react. Scientists who've filmed this in high-speed video found that the mantis doesn't even need to see clearly to land the hit. It tracks motion with two eyes working together for depth perception, something almost no other insect on Earth can do. In other words, that prayer pose is a loaded weapon, and your garden pests have no idea it's aimed at them. Now, let's deal with the story that gives everyone the creeps. The idea that the female always bites the male's head off during mating. It's not made up. It genuinely happens. But always is where the myth goes wrong. Researchers who've studied mantis mating in natural, undisturbed conditions found that sexual cannibalism happens in a minority of encounters, not the majority, and it depends heavily on how hungry the female is and how careful the male's approach is. Many males mate and simply walk away afterward. The dramatic version survived because it's the version that gets repeated at parties, not because it's the most common outcome. So if the mantis isn't secretly plotting against you or against its own species nonstop, what is it actually doing out there every night? This is where it gets interesting, because a full-grown mantis is one of the most efficient pest control agents your garden will ever have, completely free of charge. Picture this scene playing out on a single tomato plant on any given night. A mantis is perched motionless on a leaf, invisible thanks to its green or brown coloring. A cabbage moth lands nearby to lay eggs. The moment it's within range, the mantis's front legs snap shut around it in an instant, and it's over before the moth even registers a threat. Aphids, caterpillars, beetles, crickets, even wasps, all of it is fair game. A single mantis can work through dozens of pest insects over the course of a season, and it doesn't discriminate between plant-damaging pests and the bugs that were already annoying you around the porch light. And here's the detail that surprises almost everyone. Large mantis species have occasionally been documented catching something far bigger than an insect, hummingbirds. It sounds impossible, but researchers who compiled hundreds of citizen-reported sightings across North America confirmed dozens of verified cases of mantises ambushing hummingbirds at feeders, using the exact same strike they use on a moth. It's rare, and it's usually the larger introduced species that do it, not your average backyard native mantis. But it tells you everything about what kind of predator is standing guard in your garden. So does this mean you should be worried about your pets or your kids? Not really. A mantis has no interest in anything it can't physically overpower and eat. If a curious cat paws at one, the mantis may rear up, spread its wings, and hiss to look bigger, a bluff, not an attack. It has no venom, no sting, and its bite, on the rare occasion it happens to a human finger, feels like nothing more than a light pinch. It's simply not built to see you as prey or as a threat, only as scenery. Now here's another myth worth clearing up while we're at it: the idea that killing a mantis brings bad luck. That superstition exists in a lot of cultures, and honestly, it might be one of the more useful myths out there, because it's accidentally protected a genuinely beneficial insect for generations. You don't need to believe in luck to see the actual benefit. A mantis in your yard is a free, silent, nightly patrol against the insects that are actually damaging your plants. So what should you actually do if you find one? Nothing, mostly. Leave it exactly where it is. If you find one somewhere inconvenient, like just inside a doorway, gently coax it onto a piece of cardboard or a leaf and set it back among your plants rather than brushing it away with your hand. If you garden organically and want more of them next year, avoid broad-spectrum pesticides, which kill mantis egg cases along with everything else, and consider leaving a few dry, undisturbed stems standing over winter. That's often exactly where next year's mantises are already waiting to hatch. So the next time you're watering the garden at dusk and you catch that triangular head slowly turning to track you, don't see a monster. Don't see bad luck. See a patient, precision hunter that's already working the night shift so you don't have to spray a single chemical on your tomatoes. If this changed the way you'll look at the next mantis you find, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who still thinks it's out to get them. This is Backyard Story, bringing you a fresh perspective on the world. See you in the next video.